So, have you ever thought about kindness as a kind of currency? I don't mean in a transactional, tit for tat way. I'm talking about it as an investment, one that pays out in ways we almost never see coming. That's the idea we're going to dig into today. And honestly, it all hinges on one single powerful word. And that word is reciprocate. Now, this is more than just, returning a favor. It's about a mutual shared feeling. This idea of a two-way street is absolutely central here because it totally reframes kindness. It's not just some one-off action. It's the beginning of a real connection. Okay, so if kindness is this mutual exchange, what happens if we start thinking of it like an investment? And no, not in the financial sense. We're talking about something that yields a completely different and maybe a much more valuable kind of return. This quote really gets to the heart of it all. Kindness is the only investment that quietly pays interest in every currency. I love that. The word quietly is so important, right? Because these returns, they aren't loud or obvious. And every currency, well, that's the clincher. It tells you the value here isn't about money. It's emotional, it's social, you could even say it's spiritual. So what exactly are these returns? They're definitely not financial. We're talking about the real building blocks of a meaningful life. Things like trust, which is the foundation of any good relationship, the genuine connections that sustain us, those unexpected opportunities that seem to pop up out of nowhere because of those connections, and maybe most importantly, a deep sense of inner peace. These are the profits you get when you invest in kindness. All right, let's make this a little more personal. I want you to think for a second. When was the last time someone really truly showed up for you, went out of their way? How did you respond? Because that question is our pivot point, taking us from this big, abstract idea into a very real personal philosophy. So let's explore one person's answer to that question. What's so fascinating is that it reveals a strategy that's way more common than you might think. It's a way a lot of us protect ourselves, a philosophy built around what we can call a shield of low expectations. This philosophy sounds incredibly self-reliant. I do my best, and I expect nothing from others. On the surface, it seems like a solid formula for avoiding disappointment. But what happens when kindness shows up anyway, uninvited? Well, that's where the internal conflict really begins. And here's the paradox of this strategy. On one side, expecting nothing much means you're protected from being let down. But on the other side, when genuine kindness does appear, you're just not prepared for it. You're all tapped out. That shield you built to keep out the pain, it ends up becoming a wall against connection, too. Now, it is absolutely crucial to understand this isn't about being cynical. It's a defense mechanism, pure and simple. It's a way to build a predictable world and protect your feelings from all the ups and downs that come with relying on other people. The justification for this whole mindset is usually rooted in experience, isn't it? If the kindness you receive from others feels inconsistent, just one-offs here and there, then building a protective wall starts to feel like the only logical response to what seems like a pretty unreliable world. This is such a fascinating piece of internal logic. This entire worldview gets reinforced by framing it as a positive. The idea is that by keeping the bar low, any act of kindness that manages to clear it feels extraordinary. It's a clever strategy that turns self-protection into a mechanism for appreciating pleasant surprises even more. This entire philosophy, this whole idea, it all comes together in one final, really powerful metaphor: the unexpected umbrella. This single image just captures the whole dilemma. You've got one person who's prepared, ready to offer help, and the other person, they're so focused on their internal world of low expectations, they're caught completely off guard by the rain. By focusing so hard on that shield, they didn't even notice the storm clouds gathering. And that leaves us with one final big question to chew on. Is your shield keeping you dry, or is it just keeping you from the gift? Sure, that shield of low expectations might keep you dry in a light drizzle of disappointment, but is it also keeping you from accepting the umbrella, that gift of connection and trust, when a real storm hits? It really forces us to ask, what gifts are we refusing in our effort to stay safe?